So this is going to be a different video than what you're used to on our channel, and this is how our channel is going to transform a little bit away from traveling and farm tours and
Wait, I thought this was a farm tour about me and our farm. Like, I just signed all this paperwork so I could get myself a farm tour, so I could be the highlight of YouTube, and I don't even get that.
Okay, we can call this the farm tour, Paul.
Sweet. Introductory farm tour. Anyway.
We found a piece of property. If you aren't familiar with our channel, we had a farm in Indiana. We sold that. We traveled half of the country, all of the eastern U.S., visiting small farms and sharing their story to people like you guys. And we got through about a year and we were like, you know what? I think we're done.
I still blame Morgan.
It is definitely Morgan Gold's fault at Goldshaw Farm. We farm sat for him, did chores, and realized how much we missed farming, and that the kids, who you'll see kind of backing around here,
Eating peanut butter and hammering away. Living the dream.
living the dream. The kids wanted a place to be able to just explore on their own, and for it to just be safe to be out and exploring. So we started looking for a farm. We knew that we wanted to be in North Carolina, in like the Winston, Greensboro-ish area.
I mean, you can say it. When we left here to go to North Virginia, you cried your eyes out.
I did.
The whole way. And I was like, we still have like 6 more months scheduled.
Yeah, so in the spring of 24, we were in this area, and when we left, I was like, I don't want to leave. This just feels like home, and I don't know why, but I really love this area. And it turns out it's because this is exactly where we were supposed to be.
Yeah.
So we stopped traveling. We moved down here, had a place to stay at a campground while we looked for property. This property became available. We signed the lease. We are good friends with the landowners. They are great, awesome people, and they just want this piece of property that they have to be managed holistically, regeneratively, and to go to a good farming family. And I was like, wow, that's us.
I don't know if we're the good farming family, but we're a farming family.
Yeah, we're close enough to a good farm. In nature of a farm tour, this is going to be a little bit of a farm tour.
Kind of.
But also know that each project that we do, we're going to keep doing videos about. For example, the property comes with this barn that has live-in quarters in it. The live-in quarters are a little roughed in. It is livable, but we striked a deal with the landowners that we're going to renovate it and make it more of a home, a little bit nicer.
Yeah, Chip and Joanna Gaines style.
Yeah, not so roughed in.
Yeah.
So that will be a video. There's
lots of videos.
There are going to be lots of videos about that. So we'll do a really detailed video about like touring it and what our plans are. But we can kind of go in and show a little bit of it.
That's fine.
If that's okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
So it's got a really nice porch.
You want me to video while you...
Yeah, that's fine. Kind of walk around a little bit.
Now she's on the farm tour. Welcome home. Wait, am I supposed to carry you through the doorway? Isn't that the thing?
So it's got like a small entry room, and then it's got a bigger, small living area, and a very small bathroom, which is really dark. You probably can't see.
You're fine. Very dark. Light switches up there. Makes sense. All of this is gonna come out.
So we're gonna do a pretty serious renovation. But the rest of it, this is just one wing of the barn. So the rest of it just goes into the actual barn. I don't know if the light's gonna correct or not.
It's trying to. I think you're good.
So it does come with a tractor. This is the landowner's tractor. We get to use that. It comes with this awesome 3-legged pool table.
Anyone need a 3-legged pool table? Call 1-800-3leggedpooltable.com.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
So here, let's hop outside and then the chaos. Oh, we got a light switch.
Perfect. This is why we moved here. Just the kids being able to run around.
Yeah.
And go nuts.
Yeah. And this view.
The view's not bad.
Yeah, this is, I mean, from the front porch with rocking chairs and morning coffee, it's amazing. It's bliss. The living quarters, like I said, it's gonna need, some updating. So we'll do that over the next year or so. And then the rest of it, it's 24 full acres, half woods, half pasture. And the previous owners actually had an excavating business, so they cleared a lot of it. And I don't think that this was intentional, but they really made it like silvopasture to the definition. They also, I think that they seeded. So, I mean, we really don't even have to seed.
It sat
the
vacant for an
pasture.
entire year. So the landowners bought
Yeah.
it last spring.
Right.
And it's
This
basically
spring.
this last,
Yeah.
spring of 24, and it's basically sat vacant since then.
Right.
So they've bush hogged, but it's really kind of grown back up a little bit.
Yeah, but nothing that's not completely out of the ordinary. I think the biggest hurdle that we've been working to overcome since we got here is water.
Yes.
This place does not have a well.
And what we've researched is wells are really expensive in this area.
They are very expensive.
We never even called and got a quote, because when I heard the price of what our landlords had to have paid on a property, I was like, we can't.
Yeah. Good thing about being in the mountains, though, is that there are tons of springs on this property. And by tons, I mean like we have found 5. That's just what we found.
Yeah.
So it does also have a pond that is spring fed. So we are
Fully
working
stocked.
fully
Super pumped
stocked.
about that.
It is a wonderfully stocked pond. We are doing some awesome fishing. We are shooting a couple videos, figuring out the water, just things that we've never done anything like that before, but we are really excited. I am a water snob, so
That's
I
putting it delicately.
I love spring water. And I'm really, really excited to be able to have spring water on our own property. So that's another video that will come to you. We are definitely going to take things slow. And I think that that's
Allegedly.
one of the... We are going slow.
Allegedly. I don't know.
That's the biggest thing that we learned from traveling full-time for a year, visiting over 100 farms, is that things don't have to be done right away, and they don't have to be done today. You can do a little bit as you go. So instead of buying 20 stocker calves and putting them out here and a bunch of chickens and starting the garden, we're going to go a little slower.
I think our ideals or what we're going for has changed too. When we bought our farm in Indiana, it was very much, how do I make this a business as quickly as possible?
Right.
I need the farm to drive its own income.
Right.
And that's where the wheels fell off from the word go.
Right.
From the day we closed on that place in 2017. On somebody's birthday, might I add. But anyway, this one is not going to be that. We're not doing farm to table in the sense of doing farmers markets or anything like that. So that we'll probably sell some off eventually.
I think we'll do more of like a farm stand at the end of the driveway that's like a pay what you can, take what you need kind of thing for our neighbors. And then, friends, family will raise landowners. That's another part of our contract, is we'll be feeding the landowners as well. So raising a couple cows, some chickens, some pigs, that's going to happen. But this is more of a homestead base than it is a farmstead. So we are going to get a dairy cow in the next couple of months, because we haven't had raw milk in like over a year, and we're ready to have raw milk. So we've got a dairy cow coming in the next couple of months. But I think I'm more excited, actually. I think I'm more excited about our garden. So we know that this area right here in front of the house is going to be our garden area. That's another one of the big things we learned from our farm tours, is keeping the garden as close to the house as possible.
No.
And instead of far away. And specifically, if you could get it right out of the kitchen door, that's even better. It's just easier on your brain for that. So I'm really excited to dive into our garden and make it more of like a food forest permaculture area than a sown rows kind of garden type. And we hear that this is a really good area.
Allegedly.
For apples. Ooh, that sun is bright.
Yeah.
We hear that this is a really good area for apples and, was it peaches, right?
Peaches.
Apples and peaches?
Ben
Holler said peaches, but he's near Asheville. So we're pretty far north of that. But from the locals, we've heard apples in this area is a really, really easy thing to do. So we're excited about that. What are you most excited about?
Getting all the projects done.
We just talked about going slow.
I know, but like, I'm excited to start projects and take them slow.
I do say
it all
that
doesn't have to be done today.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I do tease, and I mean it lovingly, that you're kind of like Jesus.
Well, that's a bit. Call me Chip Gates. I mean, we can compare those two in the same
What
sense.
I mean is, whenever you're frustrated, or you just need to like get out of your head, you need to go like work with your hands with something. You're very hand oriented, and I think that that's been really helpful for you here,
Right.
being able to like really dive into working with your hands, doing a construction project.
There's gonna be tons of those.
Tons of those.
So this is, I think our channel is going to more go towards building a homestead from scratch.
Yeah.
And I say from scratch in the sense we don't have water. We're gonna live in a tiny barn dough basically, and it's all gonna be a renovation project. Like,
Yeah. And we really are starting 100% from scratch. So when we hit the road, we had a savings built up. But, you know, we want to be open and honest with you. We burned through that doing our travels.
traveling is expensive.
Traveling
with kids is very expensive.
It is very expensive. So we burned through our savings. So we really are starting with nothing. And I think that there's like some solace to that.
Yeah.
That, you know, we're really thinking through these projects.
Our kids are going to be in videos. That's just the reality of our channel.
Like this. They're just going to be running around. So I apologize now if you hear them having their own little conversation and maybe it's a little hard to hear me. They're with us all the time. So, but I do think that there is some solace to doing things when you really have nothing. I mean, we are really thinking through what we're doing, when we're doing it, and how we're doing it. Specifically with this water project, which we'll get into when we post the video about it. But, I mean, we can't just go out and buy all of the equipment to get it from start to finish and be done with it. Yeah. We have to do it in stages.
The best part about our travels, though, is that we have contacts.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So, like, immediately as soon as we signed the lease, I knew we had to call Tim at Autumn's Harvest in New York because their farm has no water. So just having those resources, that's like, hey, I need to make a call. And then like we talked for probably 30 to 45 minutes, and then he's sending me videos, like just a super helpful resource. And I think like, okay, we spent through our savings, but just having those resources probably is going to save us in the long run.
I agree. And what we paid in traveling and meeting those people is well worth anything that you could have learned at a university or working on someone else's farm.
You didn't learn that at Purdue?
I know, I didn't learn that at Purdue.
What? What did we pay for?
Our channel is changing. By the time you see this video, we will have just a few farm tour videos left, and then we will be putting out our homestead videos once to twice a week, depending on how the projects are going.
We're also starting this in the fall as well.
That's a very good point.
That's not normally ideal. Like
springtime, today
we could be starting a garden and getting animals out, but that's kind of the benefit to getting here when we did and signing the lease when we did, is now we have time to plan. When everyone's planting their garden, we also have to plan that, but animals and kind of get ready for it and gearing up for spring, versus if we would have started in spring, we probably would have felt like we're behind the 8 ball the whole time.
I completely agree with that. I think that there really is some, I mean, we were expecting to stay in that campground for 6 months to a year, so I'm glad that we did find this right away, because you're right, this is fall and we are in planning stage, we're not in doing stage of much. So that is really, really nice to be able to have too. Other than that, that is a very quick overview of what we have, what we're doing, but we are so freaking excited to just start this journey again and do it differently than what we did before. And having this community with you guys to share it with and show it to, and then all of the contacts we made to be able to really start like the perfect homestead from scratch.
And I think something I noticed when I was editing, I obviously met Joel and we talked with Joel when we were at Polyface, but when I was editing the video with her and Joel's conversation, and Joel talked about our travels as our rebound, essentially. Now kind of being here and seeing this property, it was like, this is the property we always kind of dreamed of. Is it going to be forever property? I have no idea. I hope it is. That is for sure. But at the same time, I feel like this is our great rebound on starting a farm.
Yeah, I completely agree. So you'll see us more often, more specifically Paul. He's not just going to be behind the camera anymore, behind the editing. And Mommy, you pooped.
Thanks, Sid. So thank you guys for watching, coming along with us today. We're home. We're gonna bring you along for all of this nonsense. Maybe I'll get struck by lightning or set myself on fire.
Excuse me.
At least it'll be entertaining for you.
Let's
so
not do any of that.
if no videos come out, just know I didn't make it. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the